Hello and welcome to Screencast number 1, What is a Supercomputer? In this, first we'll discuss what is a computer, and finally what is a supercomputer, which is composed of many computers. Here's a diagram of a basic computer, ones we're all familiar with. I've listed the general components, which are for a large part in all of them. In the center we have a CPU. Here I've drawn a 6-core CPU. All current modern CPUs have multiple cores, which act as independent CPUs. On the left we have the memory, which temporarily stores data for the CPU. And on the right we've got storage, which is a long-term storage. Since RAM is non-persistent and will disappear when you turn it off, storage, aka a hard drive, or in many of today's modern machines, a flash drive, stores data in between sessions. In the upper left we have a GPU, or some coprocessor. This is optional. It could also be an Intel Xeon Phi, for instance. And on the far right we have the network switch, which allows the computer to connect to a network and work with other computers. On the bottom here we have an input device, aka a keyboard, mouse, microphone, camera, and output devices, monitor, printer. These two on the bottom are not necessarily needed on a supercomputer because you use your own on your own computer when you log in. You'll use your own keyboard to type into the terminal, and you'll use your own monitor to view the results of the computer on your screen. So we can go ahead and get rid of the keyboard and monitor and differentiate. We create essentially two classes of nodes, and then we add in also a network switch, a high-speed network switch, and a high-speed scratch storage node, which is a node that contains essentially a RAID array of hard drives, offering both faster read and write operations and security against the failure of a single hard drive, because there are redundant hard drives and the data is stored in multiple locations. Now, when it comes to actually arranging the supercomputer, here we can see that we have many compute nodes on the left, and in some cases on our machines we have rack after rack after rack of compute nodes, which might have a coprocessor. And they actually, some machines do not even have a storage hard drive on the compute node. But all the compute nodes are then connected via network to the network switch. And we also have the login node, also known as a head node, which might not have the coprocessor because this node actually doesn't do a lot of work. It connects down to the internet, and so when you log in to a machine, you'll actually log in to, appropriately, the login node. You're not on the compute node. This is important because you don't want to just log in and start running a job like it was your computer, because you're not on the compute node. You have to use the scheduler to get out to that, which is the topic of a later screencast.